strongest person in the world, but you could still be incredibly Matriciana pastas. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana. If you're new here, if you're not new, welcome back. I'm so excited to film this video because technically it's the first one of 2023, which, by the way, Happy New Year. I hope you guys celebrated it very, very well because I did. We just came back from New York on Wednesday, or was it Tuesday? And it's Friday, and I feel like it's been taking me a minute to get back into reality. Like, I'm still struggling. Also, say hello to my new mug. This is the only thing that I will be drinking out of for the next foreseeable future. But I did also buy a Harry Potter mug from the Harry Potter store. I'll have to show you it. It's so cute. I love it. I was like a child on Christmas morning when I walked into that store. Anyways, it's been a very stressful few days back. The time change, and I know it's only 3 hours, but still it's pretty significant. And just getting back into a routine. Also, I feel like when you start the week in the middle of the week, I feel like that's even harder because it just does not work. I need to start my week on a Monday, so I'm still sort of in vacation mode right now, and I'm waiting for Monday to come, and that's when I'm gonna have my shit together. So anyways, it is the weekend and I've been waiting for this weekend. You guys ever feel like you need a vacation after a vacation? Because that's how I felt. New York was incredible. We went to so many good restaurants. We walked all over the city. I kid you not, our step count was over 200k steps for the week that we were in New York. It was insane. Like, towards the end of the trip, we started taking the subway a little bit more because my feet were wrecked and my Achilles heel was strained. It was so bad, but it was so much fun. I swear this is why New Yorkers are skinny, because they walk everywhere. It was amazing. I have so many restaurants that I went to that I feel like I need to share with people. Like, these restaurants are incredible. There's also a YouTuber who lives in New York. Her name is Laura Mahachek. She gave me a couple of recommendations that were incredible, and then there were a few places that we found that were so freaking good. New York food, incredible. The drinks, don't even get me started. And Joe's Pizza, oh my gosh. We literally had that every single day except the first day and the last day. So good. Nothing compares to Joe's, in my opinion. I feel like my opinion is pretty valid because I live in LA, and LA food is insanely good. So yeah, it was one of the best trips ever. It was so much fun, so much good food, so much walking. I also went to my first comedy show, and then I went to my second comedy show the following night because I enjoyed it that much. It was so funny. I think that on the second day, it was New Year's, I think, New Year's Day, and I died. Like, my abs were hurting because I was laughing that much. It was that good. So it was definitely a good trip, and I'm currently editing the vlog for it, and it's kind of hard because I feel like I just vlogged everything, like all of the food, all of the walking, and I didn't really talk much during it, so it's kind of hard to edit it, but it's okay. I wanted to kick off this weekend vlog. I'm not sure what we're gonna be doing because, as you guys know, we just came back from vacation, so we might keep it chill. I definitely need to go grocery shopping this weekend. I need to stock the fridge. It is the new year, and like everybody else, I always try to start the new year on a very healthy note, with resolutions, with goals, with books, with healthy food, and that's honestly what I plan on doing. I am getting back into my gym routine. I did a workout yesterday, and then I went to go do a workout today, but my gym was closed, so I had to go to Equinox, and I was planning on not doing Equinox this week because I had a little bit of anxiety going back to the gym after not working out for an entire week, and I went, and everything was fine. Don't worry, but it was kind of hard. I ran 3 miles and walked 2. I was pretty proud of myself because my feet are still kind of in pain and healing, let's say. So it was a very good little workout. I feel like by next week, by Monday, I'll be back at it and ready to do some hardcore weight training. Definitely looking forward to that. I also did a new nail refresh, and these are so short. It's kind of weird to me. I don't know how to feel about it, but I kind of like that they're a little bit more functional. When I'm texting, I'm not making as many grammatical errors, so kind of happy about that too. I want to talk about resolutions. I want to talk about goals, all of that stuff. I ordered a new planner. I'm so excited to start planning everything out, mapping things out. There are a few online calendars and planners that I want to start using, namely Notion. I'll talk more about that later. I will talk about resolutions and all of that later as well. But right now, what I want to talk about are books. So I've been mentioning in a couple of my vlogs now that I'm back on my reading game, and I still am. I actually managed to read in New York, and I finished a book that I started at the end of 2022, but I finished it on the flight back from New York. So technically I've read a book this year already, so very proud of that. What I decided that I want to do is I want to break up my reading into quarters. So for the first quarter of 2023, I already have all of my books ready. This does not include any books that I end up reading on Kindle. There's 7, so it's about 2 books, 2.5 books per month. And I have a couple of self-help and I have a couple fiction books in here. So the first book, it's a fiction book, and I started it in 2022. I mentioned it a couple of times already, but I never finished it, and I just feel like I need to finish it. I feel like it's kind of keeping me up at night about the fact that I have not finished it yet. So this is Tell Me Lies. I've mentioned this before so many times because I tried to read it so many times, and I really want to finish it. It's irking me that I haven't. I watched the TV show. If you have, comment down below, let me know if you liked it. I'm not going to say much on this because of the amount of times that I've already discussed starting this book. So we're gonna finish that this month because I'm kind of tired of seeing the pink already. I'm gonna do fiction first and then nonfiction. Next one is Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I loved this TV show so much. I really connected with the main character. I felt like she was very introverted and very quiet, and that's typically how I am in real life. Yeah, I just never read the book. Figured I would read it. For those of you who don't know what this book is about, let me tell you. Frances is 20 years old, cool-headed and observant, a student in Dublin and an aspiring writer. At night, she performs spoken word with her best friend Bobby, who used to be her girlfriend. When they are interviewed and then befriended by Melissa, a well-known journalist who is married to Nick, an actor, they enter into a world of beautiful houses, gracious dinner parties and holidays in Brittany. But when Frances and Nick get unexpectedly closer, the sharply witty and emotion-averse Frances is forced to honestly confront her own vulnerabilities for the first time. Do you guys ever feel like you're good readers and then you read out loud and you're like, I need to go back to kindergarten? Because that's how I felt. Anyways, super good book, super good TV show. We'll find out if the book is good, but I'm sure it is. I really like the writing style of Sally. I think that she's very, very in-depth, and you have to read in between the lines to truly get it. So very excited about this one. Next is a book of the month book that I received last year. I'm very excited to read it. It's called Jacqueline in Paris. So in September 1949, Jacqueline Beauvoir arrives in post-war Paris to begin her junior year abroad. She's 20 years old, socially poised but financially precarious, and all too aware of her mother's expectations that she make a brilliant match. Before relenting to family pressure, she has 1 year to herself, far away from sleepy Vassar College and the rigid social circles of New York, a year to explore and absorb the luminous beauty of the City of Light. Jacqueline is immediately catapulted into an intoxicating new world of champagne and chateau, arts and avant-garde theater, cafes, and jazz clubs. She strikes up a romance with a talented young writer who shares her love of literature and passion for culture, even though her mother would think him most unsuitable. Sounds really good. I feel like this book will definitely be more of an escape, which will be really nice. So that is the last fiction book that I plan on reading in quarter one. And then next I have a ton of self-help books. There's also one more self-help book that I really want to get my hands on. I don't know why, but I totally thought I had it, but I don't. And it is Atomic Habits. Everybody knows that book. Everybody's reading this book since it's 2023 and the beginning of the new year. So I feel like I need to join the club. But anyways, moving on to the 4 books that I currently have, and the first one is for the ladies in the flow. I really have an interest in learning about my cycle and figuring out how to track my cycle and just understand it and whatnot. and apparently this book is really good. It's just something that I've never really learned about, and it's very complicated. So if you know about your cycle, and if you track your cycle and use the calendar method or the rhythmic method, I don't even know, kudos to you, because you're just a smarty pants. Anyways, let me read what this is about. In the Flow presents a first of its kind biohacking program to optimize your diet, fitness, work, and relationships according to your monthly cycle and infradian rhythm, your metabolism, brain stress response, and more follow-up pattern that changes predictably throughout the month. With the cycle syncing method, you'll learn how to shift your calorie intake, workout intensity, and time management to finally feel great, reduce your stress, and live on your own timing. This sounds wonderful. I'm very excited to read this. And actually the author was featured in The Blonde Files, a podcast called The Blonde Files, and I started listening to it and it was pretty good. So if you're interested in learning about your cycle and all of that good stuff, pick up this book. I have not yet read it, but I've heard many good things. Next, this one. I started listening to the audiobook version and it was really good. I felt like everything he was saying, I was just like, yep, that's me. Yep, yes, I struggle with that. That's me. So I ended up picking up the hard copy because I really like annotating in a hard copy book. So very excited to read this. It's like a pretty short read. Let me tell you what it's about. What's standing in the way of you living your best life? Most people would reference things like relationships with other people, money, and their job, or unfortunate circumstances. None of these explanations make any difference. Through decades of working with people as a personal development coach, Gary John Bishop has discovered that the barrier is one thing: you. If you're easily offended, stop reading now. This isn't the book for you. But if you're looking for a book that gives you the power to find everything you've ever wanted residing within you like a well of potential waiting to be expressed, you're in luck. Unblank Yourself is the handbook for the resigned and defeated, a manifesto for real life change and unleashing your own greatness. Very excited to read this. The audiobook was phenomenal, like I said earlier. So that is another nonfiction book that we will be reading. So this one is by Joyce Meyer. She is one of my favorite pastors of all time. I listen to her sermons almost daily, honestly, and she really helped me get through 2022. I don't think I would have been able to if it had not been for her. So this one is called In Search of Wisdom. Be transformed and equipped to face daily choices and challenges with renowned Bible teacher and #1 New York Times bestseller author Joyce Meyer. The Book of Proverbs is a treasure trove of spiritual and practical wisdom that equips us to live our best lives. Knowledge is important, but if you're not converted into action, knowledge fails to create transformational change in our lives. It is important to gain a thoughtful and practical understanding of the 7 foundational principles in the Book of Proverbs: wisdom, understanding, prudence, knowledge, discretion, discernment, and fear of the Lord. If we desire to possess these qualities, we must make a commitment to deeper understanding and implementation of these values in our daily lives. Really excited to get into this because one of my New Year's goals actually is to read my Bible every morning and to journal every morning. So I feel like this will kind of help me stay on top of that. And then last but not least, I'm going to dive into a Dr. Joe Dispenza book. I have the other one too, but I think I'll save that for later. This one is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I've heard so many positive things about this one. How to lose your mind and create a new one. I feel like that's perfect for the new year. You are not doomed by your genes and hardwired to be a certain way for the rest of your life. A new science is emerging that empowers all human beings to create the reality they choose. In Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, renowned author, speaker, researcher, and chiropractor Dr. Joe Dispenza combines the fields of quantum physics, neuroscience, brain chemistry, biology, and genetics to show you what is truly possible. So, all good books. I feel like I'm gonna learn so much. Comment down below if you guys have any reading goals set for the year. I will be tracking everything that I read on Goodreads, and I set a goal for 80 books this year. I think I did 75 in 2021, I think. Last year was terrible and I did not track anything, and it was not a year of reading, so I'm like setting the bar pretty high this year. We're going out to dinner. Just got ready. I'm wearing slacks, if you can believe it, but I was just in the mood to not wear jeans. Crop top and this guy. I'll see you guys at dinner.
We're so far away.
Hello, happy Saturday. We just came back from the mall. We went to make a ton of returns, like from the holidays, and I had to return my puffer since I got the size up. You guys recall that whole ordeal. But yeah, we went to this place called Zinc. We had brunch there. I had this lettuce wrapped burger with Gruyere cheese. I think that's how you say it. It was really good. And we kind of sat there for a while, so it was an enjoyable time. But it's 5 o'clock. I have no idea how the time has escaped us. Plus the mall was so packed. I'm pretty sure everybody was making returns today. But anyways, we stopped by Italy because tonight we're going to make a matriciana pasta at home, and I really wanted fresh pasta. It's gonna be my first time trying fresh pasta at home, so I'll show you what I got. We got spaghetti, so I'm thinking a matriciana with guanciale. This is gonna be so good. We got fresh Parmesan, focaccia, and we got tomatoes for the pasta. And the recipe that I'm using is like 4 ingredients. It's super easy. And then of course a bottle of wine to go with the pasta, and then naturally dessert, tiramisu. Best tiramisu ever. So that's gonna be dinner. I think we're gonna find a movie to watch, make dinner. I'll show you it after. And yeah, that's the plan. I think I just got my first PR package from Monster. How does this work? Oh wow. Well, that's pretty. It is watermelon rehab. It's for recovery purposes. You know, I'm not exactly a Monster person. I do like the white Monster. I haven't had one in a very long time, but hey, thank you Monster. They also sent this, which has numerous other flavors. Got tea lemonade, strawberry lemonade, and peach tea. You know, I'm here for it. Thank you Monster. This will be great for leg day on Monday. I'm not normally a Pinot Grigio person, but I did get this the other day and it's actually really good. Highly recommend if you are a fan of dry wine. So this is everything you're gonna need for the matriciana pasta that I'm making. Some whole peeled tomatoes, guanciale, Parmesan, and fresh pasta, well, whatever pasta you want. I'm using spaghetti. This is the recipe that I'm following. Super easy, super simple. So I'm going to take the rind off of this and then just chop it, and then I'm going to cook it in here until it's crispy, and then I'm going to add the tomatoes and then cook it for a little bit, and then I'm going to boil this pasta for 4 to 5 minutes and add it into the sauce. Alright, so I'm waiting for the pan to heat up. Apparently you don't need any oil, so I'm just going to dump this in there and cook it until crispy. Alright, dinner is done. I just toasted this focaccia bread, and then I have our matriciana pastas. They look so good. They taste even better. Bon appetit. guys, good morning. It is Sunday. So this entire morning I've spent journaling and writing down my goals, and I did mention that I want to talk about that since it is the new year and this is the first video technically coming out in 2023 outside of my New York vlog, which if you have not watched that, please go watch it because it's really good. I wanted to talk about goal setting, and if there's anybody out there who is struggling to goal set, hopefully this video will help you just a little bit. I'm not exactly somebody who goes deep diving into, you know, like being overly analytical about goals or any of that. I kind of just like write down the things that I feel I lacked in the year and the things that I would ideally like to happen for the new year, if that makes sense. And that's kind of how I go about it. However, this particular goal setting session, I decided to essentially divide my goals into 3 different categories because I really wanted to focus on all important aspects of my life, not just, oh, I want to make X amount of money per year, or oh, I want to travel to these places or something like that. Like, I wanted to dive just a little bit deeper. I guess I did want to be a little bit more critical with my goal thinking this year. So if any of you are struggling, because I feel like I definitely was at first, hopefully this helps. So I divided my goals into 3 categories. I'm looking at my journal if you guys are wondering. So the first category is spiritual and self-improvement goals. These directly relate to just me alone and things that I want to either improve in or things that I want to do for myself. This required a little bit of thinking in terms of what did I not do last year that I genuinely feel like hindered my success, hindered me learning, hindered my just overall happiness or contentment overall. I feel like you need to really like sit down with yourself and maybe even reflect on the year and how you felt. I mentioned this before, but 2022 was definitely a really hard year for me. I felt very stressed out all the time and things just didn't go the way that I had planned. So the first thing that I wrote was to read my Bible in the morning and journal. I went through, I think it was 2021 where I journaled consistently, and it definitely, I feel like it definitely improved my mental health, because I feel like sometimes you just need to vent and take everything out of your head, put it on paper, and then I feel like it almost just like takes a load off of your shoulders. So that is something that I did not do in 2022 at all. I think that maybe I had 1 or 2 journaling sessions and that was it. So reading my Bible in the mornings and journaling is number 1 for my self-improvement and spiritual category. Another one is to read 80 books. For me, self-improvement means learning and improving myself. Reading obviously correlates to that, and I feel like this also allows me to improve on the fact that I watch so much TV and watch so much YouTube, or, you know, I'm on my phone and whatnot. So I feel like this particular goal is going to eliminate that useless screen time that is not good for me. The next one is have a solid work routine. I feel like I thrive off of routine, and I love having a solid routine. However, this particular year, I didn't have a routine. I feel like I woke up every morning, went to the gym, and then came home and started working, but there was no time blocking. There was no structure to my day. Everything was very sporadic, and I don't thrive off of that. And I genuinely feel like a lot of my stress came from not having structure to my day-to-day life. My next category is physical health, wellness, things of that nature, food related, etc. I feel like my goals this year in terms of health and wellness have definitely shifted from previous years. Previous years, it was always aesthetics and go to the gym 7 times a week and do this much cardio and, you know, this and that. But this year, I really just want to focus on being as healthy as possible. And being as healthy as possible is not just fitness related, because you can have the nicest body in the world, you can be the strongest person in the world, but you could still be incredibly unhealthy due to stress, due to poor time management, due to not understanding your hormones or how your body works or things of that nature. So I really want to work on simply being the healthiest me possible, limiting stress, figuring out a solid work routine, having themed days that allow me to work on my passions, work on my side hustles, as well as having that 9-to-5 structure. All of those things correlate, so I really just want to focus on being as healthy as possible. That's my top goal. Another one is to learn more about my cycle, because that's something that I've always put off, understanding my cycle, how all of that works, because I've been on birth control for a long time. I just want to learn about it. I want to learn about cycle tracking, and I've slowly been dipping my toes into that. It's complicated, and I feel like it requires a lot of investment and a lot of time. But anyways, that's just one of my goals. Another goal I have, it's actually food related, and it is to cook delicious gourmet meals at home. I love going out to eat. Mihai and I, that is our hobby. However, a lot of times we go to a restaurant and I'm like, I can make this at home. I just want to try my hand at cooking really good food, following really amazing recipes, because I feel like I always get intimidated by recipes, and I will either try to wing it, which in turn does not work out, or we end up ordering in because I'm like, well, I can't make this at home, so let's just, you know, whatever, I'm not even gonna bother. Anyways, the point is that I just want to learn to cook really good meals at home. For example, we went to this really amazing restaurant in New York and we had trout for the first time. It was like a whole fish, like the head was in there. And I just want to learn how to make it on my own at home because it was delicious. It was very simple the way that they described that they made it, so I feel like I could do that. And yeah, I want to focus on making wholesome, delicious meals that are simple, that are nourishing, that are going to make me feel good, and that will also not make me feel like I'm missing out. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes when I eat at home, I'm like, ugh, I'm like missing out on going to this amazing restaurant. And then my very last category is relationships / career goals. I'll share a couple. I really want to get a new stream of income that relates to writing, just writing. And then on top of that, I want to expand my writing career. So I do have a blog. I have not been working on it, so that is something that I want to work on in 2023. And then another thing that I would ideally love for this to happen is to get monetized on YouTube this year. And then in terms of relationship goals, one of the things that both Mihai and I have decided is that we both want to work on our communication styles, because we definitely have different communication styles. I'm somebody that likes to talk and talk and talk, and Mihai is the type to not want to talk and talk and talk. So that is something that we're both going to be working on. Another relationship goal of ours is to travel. The fact that I am such a homebody, sometimes it's hard for me to even want to leave, so that is something that I definitely want to work on. Anyways, with that said, those are my goals for the year. And if you guys are struggling to make your goals for the year, or if you're struggling to goal set, I know sometimes I just write this long ass list of things that I want to achieve, and sometimes it's just not realistic. I feel like separating it into different categories, like career goals, relationship goals, fitness goals, health goals, something like that, will definitely help you. That way you're ensuring that you're covering all aspects of your life. It's almost 10 a.m. and I am going to make another cup of coffee. I've already done my journaling session today. I read my Bible, I did a little bit of devotional work, and I'm not sure where the day's gonna take us today, honestly. So I think that I'm actually going to go through, I have this app, New York Times Cooking. I want to save a couple of recipes for the week. One of my goals is to cook nice meals at home, so I really want to go to Costco and pick up some trout. Actually, I found a few nice recipes on New York Times Cooking, and I want to make trout this week. I want to make chili this week. I think that's as far as I got. We were trying to go to Costco to pick up like everything that we need. We need to restock on like toilet paper, paper towels, laundry detergent, just like all of that Costco stuff. And it was so packed. We drove around the entire Costco looking for parking, probably like 10-15 minutes, and we were like, nope, it's just not gonna happen today. So we were trying to go to In-N-Out, and the line for In-N-Out was so freaking long. We were like, it's not gonna happen. So yeah, it did not work out. So we ended up going to Whole Foods, which means I'll need to make the Costco trip later this week. And also means I need to go to Trader Joe's, because first off, it took forever to find parking at Whole Foods. Secondly, all of the carts at Whole Foods were taken, so I had to use a basket, which means I didn't get everything that I needed. And I want to make chili next week, so like it was too heavy to carry all of the cans and whatnot. But I'm going to show you what I got, and then I think we're gonna go on a little walk, and then we're gonna come back and just chill for the rest of the night. Whole Foods was also out of the 18 container of eggs, so I got a small one. I got a whole rainbow trout. Ever since New York, I'm obsessed with trout. I got 2 pieces, so Mihai and I will have that for dinner, and I'm thinking to have it with asparagus. I got celery and carrots for chili this week. I got a red onion for the chili. I was feeling like treating myself for the week and getting this vanilla latte by La Colombe. I got this Gruyere cheese for chili, sour cream for chili, dates as a little sweet treat with some almond butter or peanut butter and a piece of dark chocolate, Brussels sprouts, these little potatoes to go with the trout, 2 avocados, 2 lemons. I'm planning on using an entire lemon for the trout, just slicing it and putting it in between, 1 mango, pineapple, 2 containers of blueberries, raspberries. We got these juices. This one was really good. Bell pepper also for chili. I got cilantro and green onion for chili. And then last but not least, my favorite sleeping tea. This is an absolute must. Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. It's back to the regular work week, back to the regular everything. I have spent this morning at the gym, and then I came home and I did a nice refresh of the apartment. I just tidied up, cleaned. I meal prepped for Mihai. I made him some ground beef with some onions and like some seasoning, and then a side of rice to go with it. I just wanted to make sure that he has food for the week. And I am currently doing laundry. I took a really nice hot shower. It's pouring rain today. It's so ugly out. I listened to good music. I listened to a sermon. I'm going to do my devotionals, my Bible reading, my journaling, and all of that in a little bit. I had some breakfast, made myself a cup of coffee. I'm going to write down everything that I need to get done for work, and I also just want to jot down like goals for the week, and just not necessarily goals, but more so expectations and things that I need to get done. And that's kind of how I'm going to approach every single week, writing down a list of things that I want to accomplish. And as the week progresses, I'm going to tick it off as we go. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Drink my coffee, make a plan for the week. Hey guys, it's 5 o'clock. I've been working away, and I'm actually really happy that the day is almost done, because I feel like I've been so productive that I deserve to sit down, edit my YouTube video, and relax and read for sure. The weather in LA is absolutely atrocious. It is so wet, it's so rainy, and apparently a lot of people have been losing power, which makes me really, really nervous because I don't know, I get very nervous about stuff like that. But anyways, I'm going to wait for Mihai to come home so that we can make dinner together. We're going to be making trout, and I've never made a whole fish before, so I need an expert. So he's gonna help me do that, but I'm going to prep the sides. I'm going to make, I think, asparagus on the side and baby potatoes, and I found this recipe on New York Times Cooking, air fryer potatoes, really simple. I feel like if I follow a recipe, then it'll be foolproof and it'll taste delicious. But the ingredients are extra virgin olive oil, Dijon mustard, parsley, which I don't have, but it's fine, garlic, salt, potatoes, and some lemon zest. So I'm just gonna prep it. All right, so here are the potatoes. I added Dijon mustard, olive oil, garlic salt or garlic powder, and then because I felt like that was not enough seasoning, and also my lemon grater, I don't know how to talk, wasn't working very well, I was like, might as well just add some additional seasonings. So I added this Mediterranean mix, which is really good. I got it from TJ Maxx, and I just added some black pepper. So the potatoes are ready to go into the air fryer. I'll wait probably a few minutes. All right, so here is dinner. Got the trout, potatoes, and asparagus.